Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network. Convicted murderer Chad DeSoto is back in court, this time to ask for leniency.
The court has full discretion to reduce the degree of offense after trial.
Attorney Jocelyn Roden represents DeSoto. DeSoto was previously ordered to serve life behind bars without the possibility of parole. That's the minimum mandatory sentence for aggravated murder. Back in 2013, he used his car to drive through a crowded sidewalk before he darted out and stabbed people at random. 3 tourists were killed, 11 others injured. Today, he's asking the court to reconsider his sentence, that he be eligible for parole.
The court is to consider and employ a balancing test. The court is to consider the nature and circumstances of the offense, balanced with the history and the character of the defendant, in deciding whether to reduce the degree of the offense.
Roden argues her client had no criminal history and, in support of her motion, subpoenaed Dr. Patricia Timinglow, the prison's clinical psychologist. As we reported, when DeSoto was tried in 2014, he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity.
Why is there a difference between mental care and medical care when it's clearly an illness science has shown?
But Chief Prosecutor Phil Tydinko urges the court to stand its ground, that aggravated murder is the worst crime in the territory.
The nature and circumstance of this case is that 3 people were murdered, and this defendant tried to kill 11 others. Might have been more. And it was premeditated. And it was arbitrary. It was men, women, and children.
Should the court grant leniency, DeSoto would be eligible for parole in 12 years. Some of his victims, Tydinko says, were children who won't even hit 18 by the time DeSoto's first parole hearing comes around.
They won't even be adults yet. Won't be old enough to even come to his parole hearing. What are we saying as a community? That we let people who commit terrorist-like crimes go unpunished for the maximum? No. The leniency was shown by this court when you imposed concurrent sentences.
Defense has also motioned for DeSoto to be committed to the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. Today's motion hearing was continued to Friday afternoon. DeSoto and Dr. Timinglow are both anticipated to testify. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco. Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.